Namaskar friends, welcome back to Mohanjanics. I hope all of you are safe and healthy and your studies also going well. So without any delay, पढ़ाई शुरू करते हैं. In previous lecture, I have already promised you all that I will solve all these questions in single step using concept of orthogonality. In this lecture we will get to know that how we can use the concept of orthogonality to solve or to get the power of these signals. These signals include summation of some sinusoidal or cosine functions or mixture of those functions. I will take few seconds to quick revise our previous lecture. So as of now, let's keep these questions aside and revise our previous lecture. I have told you all in my previous lecture that if any signals x1t and x2t is like that, integration of x1t dot x2t dt is equal to 0, then x1t and x2t are called as orthogonal signal. And what is use of these orthogonal signals? If two signals are orthogonal and zt is a signal which is x1t plus x2t, then we can write power of zt as power of x1t plus power of x2t. So using this concept, we will solve these questions one by one. Before solving these questions, I will give you all some trigonometric formulas which we already studied during our school days. It's understandable that we all have forgotten those formulas, but now I will give you this formula and I will also tell you that how to remember this formula at the end of these lectures. So be with me and have patience. So our first trigonometric formula is integration of sine m omega naught t plus phi 1 into sine n omega naught t plus phi 2 over fundamental time period dt is equal to 0 if m and n are not equal and m and n are integer. This is our trigonometric formula which we have to remember. Okay, now with this formula we can solve our first questions. How? As we know that you see here that integration of x1t into x2t dt is equal to 0, then x1t and x2t are called as orthogonal signal. Similarly here, if this is the situation, then this sine function and this sine function are orthogonal. And what is our first question? Our first question is zt is equal to 2 sine 3 pi t plus 30 degree plus, see here, you can see here, plus sine 4 pi t plus 45 degree. We can compare these sine functions with these sine function, that is sine m omega naught t plus phi 1. In place of m here it is 3 and phi 1 it is 30 degree. And in place of n it is 4 and phi 2 it is 45 degree. Okay, so as m and n are not equal and both are integers, so we can say that these two functions are orthogonal signal or orthogonal function. So we can apply orthogonality concept this. So what will be the power of z1t? Power of z1t will be power of this signal. This signal means power of 2 sine 3 pi t plus 30 degree plus power of this function. And from our previous lecture, we already know that power of any sinusoidal function is its peak amplitude square by 2. So we can directly write power of this signal as its peak amplitude is 2. So 2 square by 2. And what will be the power of this signal? Yes, here peak amplitude is 1. As it is, as here nothing is written, so we assume it as a 1. So 1 square by 2. Then it will become 2 plus 1 by 2, that is equal to 3 by 2. 3 by 2 unit is power of Z1T. So using this formula, what we got? We got the power of these kind of functions or signal, which includes sinusoidal function and which format is like this. So all the questions whose format are like this, we can get power of those signals. Let's move into second questions. Like first question, I will tell you another formula for second question. For second question or second formula is integration of cos m omega naught t plus phi 1 into cos n omega naught t plus phi 2 over its fundamental time period is equal to, that is here we write dt is equal to 0. This is our trigonometric formula. So applying this formula and using the concept of orthogonality, we will solve this second number of question. Second number of question is zt is equal to, or we can write z2t is equal to 2 cos 2 pi t plus 3 cos 7 pi t plus 30 degree. Okay. Now we can compare these two signals with this signal, and we can say that these two signals are orthogonal, similar to our previous question. So we can directly conclude that here m is equal to 2 and n is equal to 7, and both are not equal. Here also conditions are same. Okay friends, I have forgotten to write here m and n are not equal and m and n are integer. Okay, these are the condition. So m and n are not equal and these two are integers, so we can say that in this formula is applicable to this z2t, and we know that according to our orthogonality concept we can write that power of z2 will be power of this signal plus power of this signal, as both are orthogonal signal, and power of any cosine function is it's same as sine function, that is peak amplitude square by 2, and its peak amplitude is 2, that is 2 square by 2, plus here what is the peak amplitude, that is 3 square by 2, it becomes 2 plus 9 by 2, that is equal to 13 by 2 unit. So in one step we got the power of this Z2T. Now let's move into our third question, that is Z3T is equal to 2 sine 2 pi t plus 3 cos 7 pi t. Here sine and cosine both functions are available. So for this we have another trigonometric formula, that is sine m omega naught t plus phi 1 into cos n omega naught t plus phi 2 dt is equal to 0. Obviously integration limit is fundamental time period. Here what are the condition? M and n should not be equal to each other, and m and n are integer as usual to our previous both the formulas. Suppose m and n are equal. Here one other condition is also there. This is our first condition and this is our second condition. If m and n are equal, then phi 1 should be also equal to phi 2. So using this formula and using our concept of orthogonality, we will solve the question number 3, which is Z3t is equal to 2 sine 2 pi t plus 3 cos 7 pi t plus 45 degree. Here sine and cosine functions are there. And what is m? M is equal to 2, n is equal to 7. If we compare these two functions with these functions, and m and n are not equal, so we can apply this formula and we can say that these two signal are orthogonal signal, and using our concept of its orthogonality, we can say that power of Z3t will be equal to power of this signal plus power of this signal. Power of any sine signal or sine function is its peak amplitude square by 2, and cosine function is similar to our sine function, its peak amplitude square by 2, which will be same as our previous question. This is the 2 plus 9 by 2, that is equal to 13 by 2. So it's very simple. Now let's move into fourth question. Fourth question is also summation of sine and cosine function. We can see here, and here what is the functions? 2 sine 3 pi t plus 45 degree plus 3 cos 3 pi t plus 45 degree. And here, if we compare these two signal with this signal, then we can say that m is equal to 3 and n is equal to 3. So m is equal to n. So what is our second condition? If m is equal to n, then phi 1 should also be equal to phi 2. And whether the phi 1 is equal to phi 2? Yes, here phi 1 is also 45 degree, which is also equal to phi 2. So we can apply this formula, and using concept of orthogonality, we can again say that power of Z4t will be power of this function plus power of this function, and power of any sine function is its peak amplitude, which is 2 square by 2, plus same cosine function is its peak amplitude square by 2, that is 3 square by 2, which will be equal to 13 by 2. In this way, we have solved all these four questions using three formulas. You remember that formulas? And also in my next lectures, I will tell you how to remember all these formula. What are the tricks behind that? So it is the end of this lecture. In our next lecture, we will get to know that how we can use our concept of orthogonality to get the power of any signal or functions, which includes constant and sine functions or constant and cosine function, and also sine and cosine function which have m is equal to n and phi 1 is not equal to phi 2. In our next lecture, we will solve these questions. So be with me and subscribe to my channel. If you understand this lecture, then don't forget to like this video, share among your friends, and if you have any doubt, any query, any suggestions, then don't forget to write in the comment section below. धन्यवाद दोस्तों, जय हिंद.